Hello again, guys. So in this project, I just want to talk about what I've done here and why I'm releasing it. So essentially, the other day I created a new operation that essentially created three equations into some sort of differentiation, and then I emulated a quadratic formula or resolution into it, which expressionized the saturation to a degree where even when I compared it to a track with a billion streams, the perceived definition and quality of the sound in the waveform compared to the reference track made it sound like a toaster. And if you think how hard it is to match these tracks, essentially with the result I got compared to the result that the reference track got, it scaled it beyond belief. Now the last project I uploaded was just basically saturators. I didn't really try and put any shape or surface area into it. With this one, it does have it. So essentially my idea was to create three big triangles, a small one, a medium one, and a big one, to kind of decadence the sound into a almost armor type plating. So the first triangle is slightly bigger than the second one, and it's slightly bigger than the third one, and it all calls against itself. So kind of like an onion, 1, 2, 3. And the way I did it was essentially create an auxiliary equation feeding into the shapes with three different triangles with three different XY axes, one bigger than the other. Then I split it into three equations, is y2, y1 and y, and then I differentiated it into three states into a quadratic resolution. The refinement of the sound from its base state to this point is quite mathematically complex, and there were three saturation states that I incorporated into this. And if you look, we're using about 158 mixers to get the job done. And the idea is to kind of refine the sound over and over, group it, refine it, group it, refine it, and end up here with 1, 2, 3, 4 states that's essentially going to be so concentrated and so defined that once you group it here and heat it up with a couple thousand decibels, you're going to get a sexy result. Now my math says that once I do this end bit with the BLUECAT gain scaling and essentially make it loud and manipulate it at that level, the shape operations, which if you look here, you got a 6, a 2 or a 4, a 5. This is actually going to be scaled to an ventillion amount, so 65,000 zeros after the initial base integer value. So my conception is that the shaping parameters in the project are going to be scaled to a tremendous integer amount, and the scaling of the saturators as well is crazy. So like I said, if you have these tracks that are with billion streams, a couple hundred million streams, and within a few renders you want to match them and make it the starting point of your sound for your mix, and then do the same thing for your pre-master, this project is gonna let you absolutely toast it. I'm talking about 9 renders. It'll take you an hour or 2 to get it done, maybe 3, but once you get that sound, you're never gonna look back. I actually did a render last night, about 4 renders. Took me about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and I scaled the stem to about 21.4 dBVU, level matched, referenced it to 2 tracks, one a drum and bass track and one a Iggy Azalea track, Fancy. And I scaled the track to the reference track with a level match, and compared to the other two, my one sounded like it was like 20, 30, 40 million years in the future compared to them. And like I said, these tracks I compared it to, they have really really nice thought care taken into the perceived qualities of the sound. So for me to shit on it and completely maximize the scaling, I mean the bass sound in my Premaster compared to the Iggy Azalea one was so much bigger and so much more HD. It made it sound like a 240p YouTube video compared to a 32k HD video. That's what I'm talking about here. So if you're tired of opening up a SATURATE or a distortion plugin and just hearing a brown toaster sound that basically doesn't do nothing, with this project you can get that alien plasma HD purple black sound that only the most sought after Metallica tracks, one-off tracks in the last 30-40 years will have. And like I said, the project is very laggy, but it can be used. You just go open it up, assign to mixer 1, gain stage down to 0 dB VU, and render out the exit node here. After about 4 to 9 renders, just clip the waveform in 1 to 3 decibel gain reduction amounts inside the NEWFANGLED SATURATE, and try and get the average VU level to 15 to 20 dB VU. It'll take a couple of repetitions to do it, but once you do, you can just match a reference target of your choice and make it the starting point of your tracks. Yeah, and if you don't have the ability to do that, because the aliens haven't come to help you like they did with me, you can just render yourself 1 or 2 renders and put it into the mix, and then workflow through your mix workflow. Like I said, guys, these projects that I'm releasing, they help you get a sound that only a 1% of the general music scene is going to be able to achieve. And I found through the years of experience, I would usually try and match a reference track and kind of put myself off that it is not possible to do it, and I would only get 25-50% match, and I would stop there and go, that's the best I can get, and then talk myself into a conformity that it's enough, but it isn't. And these projects, specifically the last 3 that I've released, will help you get to the 100 million, 1 billion, 500 million level in terms of sound resolution, sound definition, sound quality, and waveform precision. And I'm not making these things up, guys. If you go buy a track in the charts on YouTube that has 1 billion, 500 million, 600 million, and you try and match it with your mix, you'll find there are so many parameters that have not been met criteria wise that you're going to be put into a question mark mode. And the solution I've already prepared for you guys is just a couple projects. This one will give you the sizing, the amplitude, the voltage, the detail, the definition, the loudness, the gain reduction in one render. And like I said, I've done the maths, I've mathematically created this project, and the maths work, guys. I mean, one knob or 20 repetitions in serial 1-to-1 isn't going to help you match these tracks. I find when you implement scientific mathematical laws to the implementations in a intentful way, you can get a great result with less effort. You just got to think about it, and that's what I've done here. The only plugins you will need to use this, like all the other videos, is KSHMR Chain, NEWFANGLED SATURATE, KLANGHELM BU, and BLUECAT Gain Utility. You're looking about £70–80 max in plugins, and everyone that's watching this video will already have FL Studio. And like I said, guys, you can finish off a mix, render off the pre-master, do just one render through this. It might take you a couple hours, and then carry on with your master process, and you'll get a result that will completely elevate the mix to a degree where you're happy to spend £1,000 to an engineer to get the same result. And that's what I prepared for you guys here. So I'm releasing this on Patreon. Don't worry guys, my computer's safe. All my projects and my licenses and my samples are licensed. I've bought them legally, and you're not going to get any crap on your computer from buying these projects. All the software that I'm using I've bought myself. All the licenses are mine, and there's no weird shit that's going to be transferred into your computer. And like I said, I'll put this out for $10 because I think if you're new to this stuff, you'll have your doubt. But once you buy this one, you go buy the others, because it's going to give you a really nice result. And it'll take your mixes a couple thousand years into the future, which is, I think, important to stand the test of time. So thanks for listening, guys. Take care.